Right guys, today I'm going to show you a pretty crazy inventory that costs $8. This is 16 weapon skins plus a CT agent and a T agent for $8.55. This is really good, wonderful video to showcase you don't need to spend big in Counter-Strike to get yourself a good inventory. If you do enjoy this sort of video and you like the budget side of things, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're around here, and let's go right into it. We'll be using the normal format of pistols into the rifles and then into the agents in this case rather than knife and glove. So to kick it off, we're going to have the Glock 18 Ox-Eyed Blaze. This is 7 cent and it's minimal wear, which every single skin in this collection is minimal wear, which is exactly what we want. We're not having to skimp for battle scarred skins. I love this as a budget option for 7 cent. Not much more to say. For the USP, we have the Desert Tactical. This one's about 30 cent, and it's by no means the flashiest skin. But you'll see as we build this inventory out that we're going for a theme. And building the full theme for well under $10 for this many skins is actually kind of difficult to do. We keep a little bit of consistency when we go to the Desert Eagle, because we're also going to use the Ox-Eyed Blaze here, and it's 17 cent for the minimal wear. And honestly, for me, this looks better than the Blaze, which is several $100s. Now, as always with the budget inventory, you will have to deal with some less desirable skins, and we have this for the P250. It's going to be the Verdigris. It is the best or brown option we have to fit into this brown inventory. If you can't tell, that's what we're building. And you know what? But it's nice and cheap, so we'll run with it, and it fits what we need. The 5.7 didn't seem to have too many options, and then I stumbled across the Withered Vine, which this is a mix of like browns and purples and greys, so it's not a perfect brown, but it does definitely fit into what we're going for, and the fact that it's 5 cent, it's kind of hard to complain about. And then for the Take 9, we're going to go for the Rebel, which is from the most recent Revolution case, and I actually really like this one. The fact it's down at 13 cent already was a little bit surprising. I thought this would be a favorable budget skin whenever it got released, and what I do like here is it keeps similar markings on it that you see in the Ox-Eyed Blaze, so again, a little bit of consistency on a budget inventory. Now, the main spenders here are always going to be the AK and the AWP. So here we have the Elite build in minimal wear for $1.21. Now, this is definitely one of the most budget AK skins. If you want to see it even more, you could go for an Uncharted. But I think when we look at it, you compare this Elite build for $1.21 compared to like the basic skins in Valorant that you have to pay £20 for each time. This is fantastic value for money when you take that into consideration. Plus, you compare against how good it looks. You know what? I'm a big fan. And I'm also a huge fan of the Mud Spec, and you guys know this. This is 28 cent for minimal wear. You can probably get it even cheaper in the souvenir version, as I've got a souvenir version with Into the Breach and Fatality from their Anubis match on it. And this is one that it's a brightness skin, so even if you go battle scarred, like it's still going to look good. And it's brown and cheap, and it fits the theme wonderful. Now, speaking of being cheap and fitting the theme, we have a 9 cent, I almost said $9, 9 cent polymag here. Obviously you can see the magazine through it. It's got this sort of like desert brown on it, and then it's just that gunmetal on the base or on the sort of main of the gun. This looks incredibly good for the price, and as I'm saying, for 9 cent to consistently fit into the theme, this is very nice. Now, the AWP is going to be the biggest spender in this case, because we're going to go for the AWP Mortis. This is $2.36 for minimal wear. The Mortis is honestly a really nice AWP, and it's one that you can pick up now, and as you build your inventory out, if you want to, even to the $100 mark, you can probably still stick with this AWP and upgrade elsewhere. It's that good, so I like having this included. For the Scout, I'm going to go for the Azure Glyph. It's one of the best like brown options, and obviously you get that nice bit of blue that I always say is a bit like the Water Nemesis Famished you get. So it fits in really nicely, and I do think this is a nice Scout. For the fact you're paying 28 cent for, again, really nice budget option. Now, the Famous options are always a little bit messy, but we have the Crypsis here for 16 cent, and although the wear is heavy on it, even in minimal wear, which is a common issue with the Famous, it definitely still looks nice. It's got like vines and leaves over it, or sorry, branches and leaves over it, and it has that brown and grey textures again that fit into what we're going for, and for 16 cent, we can't complain too much. And then my recommendation for the Gail in this case is going to be the Black Sand. This is a little bit more on the green side than the brown necessarily, but it does still have that sort of desert camo mix throughout. And it is that sort of just a black and brown theme that we're kind of going for. And then we go Black Sand again for the MP9, once again creating a little bit of consistency throughout the inventory for very cheap. This one's 6 cent, the Gail was 10 cent. What's not to love? Now, the only one that I think might catch people by surprise here is that we've gone for the Mac 10 Cav skin. This is a white and brown skin, which normally isn't the go-to. You can see the Inferno logo on the back of it, but honestly, the white and then like the metal contrast is actually kind of nice with this like brown leather. It obviously makes sense. It's the Cav skin. It's the leather sort of vibe you're going for. So, although this is not like a fan favorite, a big popular one, I think it's really fitting for the sort of inventory we're trying to build. And then we've just rounded it off with a nice budget Mag 7. In this case, just we're going to spend 5 cents. You're going to get a minimal wear foresight. It's ultimately just going for something that's nicer than the default skin that isn't breaking the bank, and this is exactly that. But now let's look at the agents I've selected for this as well. For the T side, we're going to go for the Black Wolf Saber agent. This is $1.19, and honestly, I really like how it looks. I like the style of the coat on it. I like that it's like a grey, and then just essentially grey, black, and then a bit of brown. So if you are talking about theming it, it definitely fits what we're going for. But it's not. It's also not like a bright agent that's going to stand out when you're like playing in game, which can obviously be a bit of a disadvantage. So this is a really nice budget option for one that looks very different compared to like the default agents. And then on the CT side, it's going to be the Michael Cyphers FBI Sniper. This is $1.80. This is fantastic for the CT side option. I used this for quite a while before I upgraded it the other day, so I think for a budget option this is wonderful. And then it is also grey, which means if you do eventually want to get knife and gloves, it doesn't clash. But guys, this entire inventory costs $8.55, which I think is an absolute bargain for 16 weapon skins and agents for CT and T side. And I say I love making the videos where we can showcase like the good value that exists within the CSGO, and you don't always have to break the bank to go and get a nice skin. Now it's nice to maybe go pick up a little bit of a pricey AK, a little bit of a pricey op, that kind of thing, but don't feel like you need to go spend big on every single weapon skin. Don't fall into that trap. You don't need to. So let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know which skin was your favorite in the comments down below. If you did enjoy, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.